Good morning. It's a great Tuesday ahead of us. Last night we had a great webinar with Phil. I hope you were on there to hear about the new eating guidelines to help get us leaner and stronger. We went back to an exercise program we're familiar with, and we're developing the program. But you know, the one thing I wanted to take away from last night was the conversation about the EEM and the PFC. I felt I had a story to tell you about my involvement in this program and the things that were important and resonated with me last night. So Phil talked a great deal about this EEM and PFC existence in us and balancing those two and strengthening your PFC. So, you know, when Phil said, we talked about what I should have as a role on this Facebook Live and Facebook group, I knew right away that the title of it was going to be Tasso Talks, because I thought about that and dreamed about that for so many years. I even considered it to be my Instagram handle at one point. And I never acted on it because my EEM said, well, Tasso, you can't do these morning things like this to motivate people because, you're just a working, you go to work, you do your thing. And I had a technological challenge. In fact, the very first day that I posted way back when, I think Phil was amazed that I was able to get that thing off of my iPad and have it. So I want to make sure that you understand that every coach that's on this Facebook and this group of 55 Make Your Life Better had to go through a challenge or a change to get to where we are. Behind me, actually I'm going to try and flip my camera around here for just a minute. I want to show you a few things. Let me flip this. See, I'm getting really good technology-wise. That is the News Journal Center. That was built by a gentleman named Tippin Davidson because he loved culture and he wanted to bring it to the Daytona Beach area, okay? That is an old Sears and Roebuck that now was a tag station. There is the old Harley building, which now has Destination Daytona. But see this right here? This is the national headquarters for Brown & Brown Insurance. Hyatt Brown and his wife, Cece, have brought that back to Daytona where the company was founded. Now, why do I point those things out to you? Because it takes confidence to do something like that. And when I was starting this, a lot of my stuff that I talked to you about is biblical. And last Sunday I said that, Christ first greeted his disciples when he first saw them as, hey, peace to you and peace I give you. And he says, don't be afraid. So I read that at the beginning of this whole thing. And I said, well, I'm not going to be afraid. I'm going to go forward. I'm going to challenge myself to do this. Because I know that what we were going to promote to you, this program that we have, it's not just a program like Phil says is based on science. This is not my first rodeo with this program. I've been through this with Phil before, and I understand this. This program is based on science, but more importantly, it's based on a thorough review of psychological, physiological, and theological balance, because that's where the spirit comes in, the mindset comes in, and we know the physical part comes in because of all the science we talked about. So my 3 points today are: number one is overcoming the EEM PFC battleground that goes on every day. Number two, to becoming the champion you desire or want to become, you really have to begin to believe in that, and you have to put yourself on a schedule for that, as Phil talked about last night. And number three is you have to identify and you have to create hope. So let's talk about those. I've already hit the EEM versus PFC. We have to battle through just like a muscle to strengthen our PFC. We have to build that hope, because that's where PFC is, where hope is. It's where our imagination will come from. It's where all these things will come from that will drive us forward to be successful. So, and believe it or not, the internet and TV doesn't have your champion dreams, your desire to be healthier, at its front interest. So become the champion you desire. You have to, number one, believe in yourself, and you have to put yourself on a schedule. You have to plan to win, you have to prepare to win, and you have to expect to win. But you can't expect to win if you don't do those other things. So when I was in college and I wrestled, guess what I did? Every day I went to wrestling practice. Every day I had a schedule that I went by. And any champion you see, they're going to show you a schedule that they went through. Anybody that does anything successful, nothing happens haphazardly. The building I showed you just a minute ago, all those buildings were built in this area that was a little bit depressed at the time. They were built because they had a plan. They had a schedule. They had deadlines they put on themselves. Well, last night, Phil talked about we have 30 days left, 34 days left in this program, and the remarkable things that can occur in 30 days. Now, he's not just throwing it out there. All of us who are coaches have miraculous things that have happened to our clients in 30 days. And those principles that I just talked about, they're all seated in this program for you to be successful. The final thing is to identify and create hope. Okay? You have to identify what you want. There comes again the creative tension. The creative tension where you take your circle of discontent. I don't like where I am right now. I don't like that I take tablets or pills or whatever to try and stay well. I don't like that I have to go to 5 doctor's appointments a week to stay healthy. I don't like that I don't have the energy. That's your circle of discontent. Now tell me, you've told me what you didn't like. Tell me what you do want to be. Tell me where you want to be. And because of that, what happens is you create your future memory. And then your meditations, hey, Ariel, is this a yellow enough shirt? If you don't know why I'm asking for the yellow enough shirt and hat, then you have to tune into Ariel's podcast today. So your journaling, your meditation has to positively support what you're doing. See, the whole system is interlinked because you get the energy to do this from your exercise program, from your breathing, from your lymphatic stimulation. When you have hope that you can change and you have a plan to make that change possible, then and only then can you take action to be successful. You'll make this happen through your own personality. You'll make it happen through your own guidelines because it's you that's driving it. It's you that's going to be successful. As I said before, we cannot change our circumstances around us, but our thought process, our confidence, our belief system, those are the things that help us control how we respond to what's happened around us. So as I take my little walk down this beautiful little area here, it's a little park in downtown Daytona Beach, I hope you have a great day. I hope you remember that today's battleground is to strengthen the PFC so that it can overcome the EEM when the EEM tries to overprotect you. If I didn't do that, if I didn't take the challenge that Phil gave me to do a daily talk to you guys, I wouldn't have been able to be on Dr. Mike Van Thielen's international podcast for an hour. I never thought I'd be able to do that kind of thing. You know, if it weren't for having a plan, my plan was easy to manipulate because every morning I get up and I do my prayer and medication, I read my scripture, that type of thing, and then I follow up by reading a positive book. I go to work, I have a schedule at work of all the things I'm going to do. What I did when I come home to make sure that this is successful is I said, okay, every night I do a little bit of good reading, spiritual reading, technical reading, improve my skill reading. I just expanded that. I started later watching TV. I turned off the TV. I did something in that nature so that gave me more time. And I can't believe, well, I can believe because I've read about it enough and I've done it enough. I believe now, and I was enlightened to the fact of how much the TV, the surfing the internet takes away from us. So today, prepare yourself with the exercise program you're familiar with. I'm going to go exercise at 10:30. I know Phil says do it early in the morning, but this is the day I get to sleep in late. So I sleep in late. I come directly down to wherever I'm going to do this presentation today. And I get ready to go and put that plan down on paper. Just like I said, plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. And the final thing, when you identify the thing you want to win at, when you identify the life you want, then you're going to create hope. And that hope becomes the power behind it. And then you know what? You're going to be big, strong, stable, like that beautiful building going up and back of me. God bless all of you today. Have a tremendous Tuesday. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Wednesday. God bless.